Dr. Salvador is a character in Resident Evil 4 who wields a chainsaw, really. And if you get close to him and he attacks you and lands the hit, then he decapitates Leon. So, with that being said, there is a Dr. Salvador outfit in Dead Rising. There are also chainsaws in Dead Rising. Do you see where I'm going? Let's beat Dead Rising as Dr. Salvador. Alright, so obviously, like I said, the Dr. Salvador suit. It's a costume in this remaster. It's pretty cool. And it looks like the Dr. Salvador from Resi 4. Jesus Christ, I'm butchering this. Resi 4's remake. So yeah, basically the game plan was to get this suit on and get a chainsaw and just beat the game like that. There are some challenging aspects of this game when it comes to using a weapon that can literally be knocked out of your hand, but as you'll see, I found a way to overcome it. Right now I'm just stocking up an OG because health matters, and that's why I go to the gym. No. But yeah, before fighting Carlito 1.0, I grabbed the chainsaw. Because how else am I going to do this? Salvador doesn't really have any actual other attacks in Resident Evil, so I kind of tried to keep it only chainsaw, which this was the first issue. I couldn't jump up here with the chainsaw, so I had to try and throw it, and obviously that went well. No, I retried, and yeah, I got it up there. So the issue, not the issue, but like one of the issues with this weapon is that every time you drop it, or every time you get hit, you drop it. Every time you drop it, you have to, what's that called? Rev it up? No. I don't know what it's called actually, when you pull the ripcord to start it up. You have to do that every time. Also, a fun fact, you don't even need to actually attack with it, you can just walk into zombies with it, and it'll do damage, and bosses. Because it's still technically spinning, like the chain is still technically spinning, so that's pretty cool. Bill smacked out my hand there. Thanks, Bill, with your goddamn frying pan. But yeah, overall it was actually kind of fun. An interesting way to play the game, I'd say. I would not recommend it. Also, one thing that I was wanting to do, I was gonna try and save as many survivors as I could. Actually, hold that thought for a second. Right there, as you saw, I dropped down there, dropped the chainsaw when I landed, and then a cutscene played, so I had to go and get another one. But yeah, one thing I was gonna do initially was rescue survivors, but then like a little bit into it, I was like, I'm Salvador. I don't speak Spanish, but I think Salvador means savior or something like that in Spanish. So I'm pretty sure this guy's name in Resident Evil is Dr. Savior or something like that. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I was gonna save the survivors because of that, but then I was like, I'm the enemy, so I'm not gonna save survivors. So yeah, eventually I just didn't save survivors. Some I saved, like these two, but overall, not really. Another thing I'd considered was picking up the mini chainsaws, because technically still chainsaws, but not actual chainsaws. And Salvador uses the chainsaws. Chainsaw, anyway. And he was another kind of a pain in the ass fight. The ones we have to chase after the cycles, but it was alright. You know, just run and you'll be fine. One thing that actually came into my mind when I was playing this was the sound of of starting the chainsaw up. It sounds like actual Salvador's sound effect in Resident Evil 4 when he, like that there, that. It sounds like, I think that's the same sound effect they use in Resident Evil 4. Maybe not the remake, but possibly the original, which is pretty cool. I'm a fan of that. Like little, I mean, a lesser person would be like, reuse assets, make the game. But no, I like that because it's kind of like reminiscent. I mean, that like initial rev of the chainsaw from Salvador back in the day when I was, what age was I? 7? It's good to shit out of me. So yeah, I like it. It's nostalgic, you know. And this here is one of the best parts about this chainsaw, this weapon, is that if you hold attack and run forward, you just keep doing that. So there's no issues getting to and from an area with zombies, unless they do that and just like magically manage to smack you. So I did obviously use a vehicle, not right now, but later on, you'll see. I used a vehicle in the underground section. I'm kind of making that like a umbrella rule, like a coverall rule for any challenge run I do in this game, because I don't really feel like not using the skateboard or not using a vehicle in the underground, because that'll just take forever. So there's that. I'm talking direct damage to the psychopaths. I'll use the chainsaw as the weapon. It's like, what was the most recent thing I did? Oh yeah, the World at War Zombies video. Even though it wasn't World at War, it was Black Ops. And there it is. I used the car only as a firearm. So I was like, I can use the car only as a firearm, but I can also use the knife and grenades. Same principle for this. I can use transport, but not other weapons. And I just absolutely demolished Cliff. Actually, he demolished me, not gonna lie. That was a tough fight initially until I realised, like, I can just wait and he'll tire himself out. It was pretty much at this point there, like that point there when I killed all the survivors, that I was like, I'm just gonna be the boss. I'm gonna be Dr. Salvador and not the savior. I don't know if that's what that means, but whatever, bro. Anyway, here's Joe. So yeah, again, the challenging part of these fights is finding the time to attack, and then if you get hit, finding the time to pick up the chainsaw and sort it up. So yeah, that I remember when I was doing this at that point, I was like, "Yikes! This is rough. This is bad." Because obviously you're meant to be saving the people. I felt bad. I feel bad about in-game characters, NPCs. That's not an uncommon thing though. Like, people play GTA and they're like, "Oh, sorry, I ran you over," or whatever. Right? Just me? No. Shout out to the fact that the chainsaw, when hitting his abdomen, detonates the dynamite. Perfect. But yeah, I didn't really. I didn't need to kill these guys. It's satisfying running through with a chainsaw like this. Also, actually, now I think about it, a slowed down in Resident Evil 4 Mercenaries in the original game, and I think the remake as well, but I'm not sure. I haven't played that yet. I mean, the Mercenaries. In the original Resi 4 Mercenaries, there was a character called Super Salvador, and it's just Dr. Salvador but bigger and more health, and he has a chainsaw that has 2 blades on it. Well, can you really call it a blade? It's not a blade, is it? It's just teeth. But you know, I had like 2 chains on it, I guess you could say. His attack when he's like sort of walking / jogging forward is insanely reminiscent of that attack when your character's running forward with a chainsaw. I don't know if that's deliberate. It's Capcom, probably is. They don't do things by accident, especially when it comes to sexualizing the characters. In case you're wondering where that came from, that right there. During this fight, Isabella's like, "Oh, stare at someone else's ass," because the first thing that Frank does when he sees Isabela, like, the camera pans up, and you know, there's that. And there's Isabela safe. She almost died there, by the way. She got half health. Like, that was close.
Were you bitten?
No.
But she's fine. Don't worry about it. Dr. Frank is Frankador is there to save the day. I was gonna say, oh yeah. So
He shot you?
obviously I'm playing the game. There are multiple endings in the game. I was initially gonna go for the final ending, but then I was like, I'm Salvador, you know. I'm not photojournal. Oh, I also saved Kendall because I like him. He's a cool guy. But yeah, I was like, he's not like exactly a photojournalist or whatever. He's just here to do what he wants and kill things. Oh shit! What if this was like, can you beat Dead Rising as Leatherface? But no, kidding. Yeah. So eventually, as you can see, soon, I didn't really go for the final ending, the A ending for the game, because then I need to do overtime, and you can't do overtime without using a gun. So it was like, kind of pointless anyway. I was really just trying to kill as many things as I could with the chainsaw. So like, obviously here's Shawnee Boy, or you know, as every time I make a video in this game, King of Lant. He's dead. He sucks. He got slapped about with the guy with a potato sack in his head. Shout out to potato sacks, by the way. I wish you could wear them in this game without. Like, I wish that was an actual headgear item, because I would wear that all the time when I was playing this game. Like in Dark Souls, you know, if I kill the butcher and get a potato sack off her, done, easy, wearing it. Moving on. Here's me running through the mall to the maintenance tunnels. Look at that amazing driving. Fun fact, this area is meant to be blocked off right now to vehicles. You're meant to have to do this by foot. In the original you had to. But for some reason the devs didn't really measure the width of the vehicles, I guess. And in this version you can just drive down. Also, that Michelle Club truck is, I'm pretty sure, meant to have its tyres burst. So, yeah, GG. Easy case done. And we're out. I didn't kill Carlito, I didn't fight him because I didn't have my chainsaw. So I didn't attack him. Because I'm following the rules of my run. Like a good lad. And here we are again. Did I do long-haired punk? No, I didn't. Honestly, actually, the long-haired punk kinda, I thought I was what's his face? Kent for a second for some reason. He looks like a punk. He looks like a character from Postal, actually, Kent.
I told you I'd come back for you.
But yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I got ending A, or B, the second ending. Saved some people, namely Otis and Jesse, because they're the only two that actually matter in this game. Well, Brad as well, but he died because of the case 7-1 or 7-2, whatever. But yeah, fun game, fun challenge run. I had a laugh. If you just want to see any other Dead Rising videos, feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you want to like this video, do so, because it would help the video get promoted and whatnot. If you want to leave a comment for some other challenge run or something else you'd find interesting for Dead Rising, like a guide or something, I can do that. But mainly subscribe to the channel and like this video. That would make me happy. But yeah, thanks for watching, appreciate the support. If you want to check out my other videos, go ahead, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day or night. Goodbye.